I want to share something a little personal. I was listening to a lecturer last year, and he was talking about the importance of grandchildren speaking to their grandparents, speaking about their past, and he noted a very famously cited New York Times article which talks about the fact that when children know where their roots are, they have a higher self-esteem, they have more of a sense of purpose and of mission, and how much more so for Klal Yisrael, and how much more so at the time before Pesach. And I thought, what a beautiful idea to have my 4 older children, Rizochet, to have 4 grandparents, to interview their grandparents. And I have to admit, we didn't get to all of them yet, but one of them we did. Our oldest son, Shalom, interviewed my father-in-law, who wasn't well last year. 12-minute interview, a list of questions that I prepared. My father-in-law was very uncomfortable with it, and I was able to convince him, Baruch Hashem, to give that interview.
What did your parents do for work? And can you tell me a little bit about your parents?
My father, when he came from Europe after the war, when he went through the concentration camps, he came here.
That interview is now invaluable because my father-in-law passed away a few weeks ago. I mention it because it's such a powerful thing, a powerful form of connection that we can have. I would do anything to be able to interview my grandparents, and I would do anything to be able to show that interview to my children. My children were zochet to know my grandmother a little bit at the end of her life. She passed away a few years ago. She was already weaker. But to be able to give over that sense of continuity, which is what the whole Leil HaSeder is about, and what Klal Yisrael is built on. There is so much of an emphasis on family, so much of an emphasis on bias, on the home. And so I just want to throw out my encouragement that we encourage our children. If anybody is interested, I'm happy to share the questions that I prepared. It could be any questions. And it doesn't have to be anything profound. Maybe our children's grandparents are no longer from the war, but just what they went through when they were young, the types of things that they would want their children and grandchildren to know about them, and the lessons they've learned along the way. The more that we can create and bridge those connections to the past, the more our children recognize the beauty of their heritage, not just of Klal Yisrael, of course, but the beauty of our heritage and our connections to the past within our own family. We should all be zocheh to be able to give over and to inculcate and to instill in our children all of our values and all of our dreams, and to be zocheh to see the nachas as they grow into their own families and build their own families.